Okay, I have a few different short YouTube videos I want to make. This one's going to be kind of a rant. It's about the new UFO assessment report from the Department of National Intelligence. Now, you may have seen in the media they're saying, oh, well, the takeaway is that the U.S. intelligence community is admitting for the first time that UFOs are a real phenomenon. And for all the people who have seen something in the sky, this is vindication and blah, blah, blah. No, this is an absolute total joke. And this is a beg letter for more money. So first of all, it's a whopping 9 pages long. And that includes a cover page and a little tiny short page of definitions. There's almost nothing in here. And what is in here is a joke. So if we take this at face value, the Department of National Intelligence says that, well, these objects are a threat to air traffic, and in the past 2 years, the U.S. Navy alone has had a bunch of near misses, and it may very well be a threat to national security. But by their own admission, they've sat on their ass and done nothing. Basically, absolutely nothing. But if only they had more money, the billions upon billions a year that disappear into a national intelligence black hole is not enough. They need more resource investment to study UFOs. So here's what they say. From 2004 to March of 2021, they took in 144 UFO reports. And a majority of those contained recorded data on at least 2 different types of sensors, be it optical video, FLIR cameras, which is infrared, radar, and sensors for weapon systems that detect radio frequency energy. And the radio frequency energy might be the only tidbit of information in here that wasn't already given out in U.S. Navy leaks over the past few years. So here's what they say. 144 reported incidents from 2004 to March of 2021. But then it goes on to say that actually almost all of these reports are from the U.S. Navy from between March of 2019 and March of 2021, because that's when the Navy was finally told to start submitting reports, but only the Navy and nobody else. And they only just told the Air Force a few months ago. And they admit that they haven't even told the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, that's civilian aircraft. They haven't even told them to start submitting reports yet. And guess what? They don't mention NASA at all, but I think it's safe to assume that they would probably say they haven't informed NASA either. So they're like, well, we don't have enough reports yet to create any significant data sets, because they've taken their billions and billions in funding and done nothing. They've been sitting on their ass. So this possible threat to national security, they only just told the Navy to start submitting reports 2 years ago. They told the Air Force a few months ago, and they haven't told the FAA yet. It's a joke, and it's a beg letter. And it says, what we really need is resource investment. More money, baby. Because the U.S. Department of National Intelligence, wow, they're so competent. These are the people who said that Saddam Hussein had failed to decommission the weapons of mass destruction that America gave him to use against Iran. And we invaded Iraq based on that. And then when we got to Iraq, we found giant cubes of concrete with decommissioned U.S. chemical weapons inside that Saddam Hussein had lawfully complied with our wishes and destroyed them all. We found no active weapons. The same National Intelligence Department that allegedly said there was absolutely no way to predict 9/11. Now, months before 9/11, Fox had a TV show about it. It's called Lone Gunman Episode 1. It was a spinoff of The X-Files. If you don't believe me, look it up on YouTube. The entire episode's on YouTube. You'll be shocked. Fox predicted 9/11 before it happened because the plot was so well known. Everybody knew it except allegedly the American intelligence community. When George Bush said there was no way we could have predicted this, the government of Egypt said, "What is Bush talking about? We warned him. We told him it was coming." I almost feel like someone in the Department of National Intelligence was writing this, laughing to himself. I want to make the government look so bad. Oh, this is going to be so funny. It's a joke, and it's a beg letter. And the Department of National Intelligence should be ashamed of themselves that this is the best they can come up with. We don't know nothing because we're incompetent. That's what it says. And by the way, the current director of the United States Department of National Intelligence, appointed by Joe Biden, is Avril Haines, the woman who, above everything else, is famous for being Obama's drone bombing advocate. She was the one who convinced everyone else in Obama's administration to go along with drone bombing. She wrote the official policy on drone bombing for the Obama administration, and she is most responsible for a dramatic increase in drone bombing, which was heavily used in Yemen, also in Pakistan. And the Obama administration itself admitted that they killed more innocent bystanders than actual jihadists. That's a fact. You can look it up. But she's a woman. It's so empowering. Girl power. Women can drone bomb people too. Now, the United States government began investigating UFOs, at least as far back as World War II. We know that for a fact. There's all kinds of partially declassified documents, leaks, the whole works. And that was because American pilots would report a strange object here or there. And so there were fears that some of these could be potentially a German or Japanese superweapon. And we know that the FBI and the Pentagon was investigating UFOs in the late 40s, early 50s, and beyond. Like the U.S. Air Force Project Blue Book. There's now leaks and whatnot that even when they said, oh, there's nothing to it, case closed, it's not anything unusual, secretly they took a portion of the cases as serious and they were still investigating it even when they officially claimed that they had debunked everything. This assessment doesn't address any of that. It starts at 2004 and then says, well, really, we don't even have very much from 2004 until March of 2019. The whole thing about UFOs is, on one hand, it's really interesting. On the other hand, it's infuriating because there's so much sensationalism and wild false information. So there's so many people just making crap up. The History Channel had an entire TV show of people just making crap up. It's like an unwatchable self-parody. Now, as far as trying to get the United States government to admit that they were taking this seriously, that goes back decades and decades. And then in the 1990s, when Bill Clinton took office, he had a staff member named Tony Podesta. You may know him as the boob who was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager and gave his email to some random person on the internet who then copied all his emails and they came out on WikiLeaks. He's a total hack, total loser. He collects artwork that looks like it was made for pedophiles. Well, back in the 90s, he was a staff member at the White House for Bill Clinton. He decorated his office with memorabilia from the TV show The X-Files. He was calling himself the real-life Fox Mulder. He was all over the Sci-Fi Channel saying that he was going to blow the lid off a massive government conspiracy over UFOs and aliens and blah, 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 blah. Well, eventually, George Bush wins. Podesta accomplished nothing. And then Barack Obama brought Podesta back, and he said again that he was going to try, and then conceded that he couldn't get anything. So that was like the first big thing where there was a guy, you know, deep in the U.S. government that was claiming he was going to blow the lid off everything. All right, thanks for watching this video. Click the like button, post a comment below, tell me what you think about this, and click the subscribe button. New video coming up soon.